Hi, it's Jackie. We're going to do a little yoga together. So please, if you have a yoga mat or something you can lie out on the floor, or even if you don't have a yoga mat, you can just have a space on the floor that's big enough for you to lie down and still stretch your arms up over your head. And if you haven't already, maybe come into a room where you can have the door shut. You're not going to be disturbed. For just this next 30, 45 minutes, you can turn off your devices, turn off your phones, turn off your computers, and just have a little bit of time to take care of yourself. So once you get your mat laid out, we're going to begin today lying down on the floor. So I'm just going to scoot things around so I can lie down. Once you come onto your back, you can just get yourself comfortable and then take your knees up into your chest and begin to rock around a little bit. So you can make some circles with your knees. If you are doing that, go both directions. Or you could just simply rock side to side, something that feels nice for your back, like you're giving yourself a massage. And then go ahead and put your feet on the floor. For now, we're going to let the legs rest and do some things with our arms. So if it's helpful, you could have your feet a little bit apart and your knees touching. For many people, that's quite comfortable. And then we're going to move our arms, and we're going to begin to coordinate the way that we're moving with our breathing. So as much as possible, breathe in and out through your nose, and the next time you inhale, reach your arms up over your head and go back and let them touch the floor back there if you can. And on your exhale, bring your arms down. And as you pull your arms down, pull in the belly so you're flattening out the low back a little bit. Inhale your arms up. And breathing through your nose, exhale your arms down and pull your belly in. We'll do that maybe 2 or 3 more times. So find a movement, rhythm of breathing that's comfortable for you. So you could breathe a little faster if you need to, but our intention is to breathe slower and move slower, to breathe in and out through the nose. So one more time. Breathe in as you reach your arms up over your head. And just breathe out as you lower your arms down by your sides. And then pause. Notice if you've tensed up your jaws or your throat. And then bring your knees up your feet up off the floor so your knees come toward your chest. And then inhale, straighten your legs toward the ceiling. And you can spread the toes as you do that. Exhale, bend the knees. We'll repeat that a couple of times. Inhale your legs up. See what you notice in the backs of the legs. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, and then lift your arms too. So lift your legs up toward the ceiling and your arms up over your head. And on the exhale, bend your knees and lower your arms back down. And again, lift your legs up, lift your arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, lower your arm. The next time, lift your right arm and your left leg. And on your exhale, just bend the knee and lower your arm back down. And then inhale, lift your left arm and your right leg. And then exhale, bend your knee, lower your arm down. And again to the other side, right arm, left leg as you inhale. Go slow. Exhale, bend your knee, lower your arm as you exhale. Left arm, right leg as you inhale. And then bend the knee, lower your arm as you exhale. And back to both legs and both arms a couple of times. So inhale, everything reaches up. So we're lengthening the arms, the legs, even the spine. Exhale, bend the knees, lower the arms. One more time, a lengthening breath. Inhale. And then down on the exhale. And then go ahead and lower your feet to the floor. We're going to do one more movement lying on our back. So take your right leg up toward the ceiling. And you can flex that foot so you're bending the ankle and spreading the toes. On the in-breath, we're going to lower the straight right leg down to the floor and lift the left arm over the head toward the floor behind you. And on the exhale, engage your abdomen and then lift your leg and lower your arm. So 3 more like that. So inhale, leg goes down, arm reaches up over the head, move away from each other. Exhale, leg lifts, belly draws in, the arm just floats back down onto the floor beside you. 2 more. Inhale, leg down, arm up. Exhale, belly in, leg lifts, arm lowers. 1 more time. Inhale, leg down, arm up. And slowly exhale, lift your leg, lower your arm. And then bend the right knee, put your foot on the floor, take a breath. Exhale. When you inhale, lift your left leg. So hold in place on the exhale, pull your belly in, and when you get to the inhale, lower that leg down, lift your right arm over your head. So opposite sides going opposite directions. Exhale, belly in, and then the leg lifts and the arm goes down. We're going to do 3 more like that. So inhale, lower your leg, lift your right arm over your head. Exhale, lift your leg, lower your arm. 2 more. Inhale your leg down, your arm up. Exhale your leg up and your arm down. And last one. See if you can go a little slower. Inhale, leg down, arm up. And then exhale, lift your leg, lower your arms. So you take the whole breath to do the movement. And then bend that knee. Put your foot on the floor. Notice if you've tensed up your jaws or your shoulders. And then we're going to roll over to the side and come on to hands and knees. So roll over and then use your hands to push you up. And when you come on to all fours, you may find it helpful to pad your knees with something. So I like to use a blanket, but you could use a thicker towel, or if you're already on a soft floor, if you're on a carpet or something, you may not need to do that. Get what you need. Once you come to your hands and knees, you can stack your joints up so the shoulders are over your wrists, the hips are over your knees. Take an in-breath, lift your chest. And on the exhale, we're going to pull the belly in so the back will round a little bit, and then the hips sink back, elbows touch down, and the head can bow down toward the floor. And then inhale, rise back up. Little lift of the chest. Exhale, fold back, belly in. Try to move slow and breathe slow. Inhale back up. Again, exhale back. Like a little bow. And then inhale back up to all fours. And then we're going to tuck the toes under and push up to the downward facing dog position for a few breaths. So lift your knees up, lift your hips up. Start with your knees bent and push the hands into the floor so that your spine gets long, your hips lift up, and then perhaps you pedal out your legs a little bit. See what you feel. And then inhale your knees to the floor. And we're going to do a little sequence with these 2 movements together. So we're going to inhale and lift the chest. Exhale, fold back like child's pose, all the way back. Inhale up to all fours. And then tuck your toes under and push up to down dog as you exhale. And we're going to do that little sequence a couple more times. So inhale down to your knees. Lift the chest. Exhale back to child's pose. Pull your belly in. Inhale to tabletop or all fours. Tuck your toes. Exhale to downward facing dog. Do that once more. Inhale to your knees. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale to all fours. Exhale to downward dog. And this time you can hold downward facing dog if you like, or you could come back down to your knees and do this thing we call puppy pose. So you could just put your elbows down and the hips are still stacked up over the knees and you let your hips sway. So if you came to downward dog, try this. Come down onto your knees and put your elbows down, and you could just do it this way with your elbows on the floor, or a nice stretch for your shoulders, if your shoulders are happy and healthy, is to stretch your arms out in front of you and lower your head closer to the floor. This is a big stretch in the shoulders. If you have a shoulder injury, probably better to stay on your elbows. And then push yourself up to your hands, and then we're going to come up and stand on our knees. So for this part, also padding the knees could be useful. So you can have your toes tucked under. This is a nice way to stretch the feet. I'm going to turn this way so you can see my arms. We're going to inhale both arms up over the head. Open up, lift up. Breathe through your nose as you exhale your hands down. Still try to pull your belly in. Again, inhale your arms up. Exhale down, belly in, eyes soften down. Go slow. Inhale your arms up, and on the exhale, keep your right arm up. You're going to lean over to the left, let that arm drape over towards your side, and the right arm can go over your head a little bit. Inhale back up slowly. Exhale to the left. You're going to lean right and let the left arm drape over your head. Inhale, lift, and we'll do each side one more time. So exhale to one side, the raised arm can kind of drape over your head. Inhale back up. Big breath in. Exhale, pull your belly in as you go to the side. Inhale all the way back up, and when you exhale, lower both arms down. As you inhale, lift both arms up. Again, exhale down, soften the eyes. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale your arms down, and then you can take a moment to roll your shoulders and turn your head to each side. And then we're going to stand up on our feet. So take a moment, get up onto your feet. If you have padding there, you can clear it out of the way. And we'll do a couple of movements in the chair pose, partly to keep warming up our legs and partly to do a little bit of a forward fold after that back bending movement we just did. So stand with your feet hip width apart, so your heels are underneath your hips. Touch the sides of your hips with your hands, and when you take an in-breath, lift your chest. And on the exhale, bend your knees, slide your hands down the sides of your legs, belly draws in as you sink down like chair pose. And then inhale back up to standing. How tall can you get? Belly in, exhale down. Slowly rise on your in-breath. So this time we're going to hold and do some arm movement. So exhale down into your seat. And on your in-breath, lift both arms up to the height of your shoulders. Go slow. On the exhale, just lower your arms back down, pull your belly in. And then inhale back up to standing. So let's do that again. Exhale down, pulling in the belly. Hips sink back, chest leans forward. Inhale your arms up, this time higher, wherever they can go, maybe beside your head. And then exhale your arms down slowly. Stand up on your in-breath. So exhale down the same. You can bend your knees less if it's a little challenging. And on your in-breath, let one arm go just halfway up and one arm go all the way up. And then on your exhale, begin to lower the top arm, and when they're parallel, when they're even, then bring them down together. Now stay down. Inhale the other arm all the way up and the other one halfway up. Exhale, lower the top one. When they're even, bring them down together. And then inhale, stand up. Pause on the exhale, soften your shoulders. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, sit back down into the pose, chair pose. Inhale your arms halfway up. And just hold them there on your exhale. You could keep them here or inhale them up higher. And hold on the exhale. One more inhale, lengthen your fingers, your arms. One more exhale, sit down a little more if you can. And then inhale all the way up, and if you like, you can lean back a little bit. And then exhale down. Do some little shoulder rolls, see how you're feeling. And then step the feet out a bit wider and let everything swing a little bit. So this is a simple, silly little movement called empty shirt sleeves. So the arms flop around like a kid in a big shirt. And you can make silly sounds. I like horse lips. You can go. And then just stand still and tall and check in for a moment. Just notice how you're feeling in your body after the movements that we've done so far. And then we'll do a couple of movements in the warrior one position. So in this position, we'll still have the feet under the heels, so stacked up, not together, but hip width apart. We're going to face the short edge of your mat if you're on a yoga mat. Step the right foot forward and the left foot back. And what we want in this pose is that when the front knee bends, that it comes right over your heel. So if your front knee wants to jut out over your toes, either step your foot wider or bend your knee less so that that knee is in a safe position. And on the exhale, straighten your leg, touch your belly, feel the abdomen draw in. And then inhale, lift your arms out, shoulder height as you bend the knee. And on the exhale, straighten the leg and lower your arms back down. And then inhale, lift your arms a little bit higher, maybe 45 degrees. And then straighten the leg, lower the arms down. And then just go up a little higher, maybe all the way up beside your ears. And then straighten the legs and lower your arms down. We're going to hold the pose the next time. So bend the knee, lift your arms up. On your exhale, let your shoulders be soft. While you're holding, you could have the arms a little wider. You could even bend the arms out to the side. For some people, it's really nice for the shoulders. Also opens up the chest in a nice way. Just continuing to hold the legs steady and strong. You could hold here, your feet flat on the floor. If you want a little challenge, you could try coming up onto the toes of the back foot. So I'm going to roll that heel up so that I'm in sort of like a lunge. And then you could inhale and bend the front knee just a little bit more. And on the exhale, pull your belly in. Maybe another breath like that. Inhale. It's okay if your back foot is flat. Exhale, belly in. And maybe one more inhale while you hold. And then exhale, bring your hands down and step your feet together. You can give the legs a little shake. You can give your arms a little shake, maybe a little swinging again. Feel good? All right, and then we'll do the warrior one pose on the other side. So I'm just going to turn around so you can see my left leg. Step the left foot forward, the right foot back. And again, we're just going to check the distance between the feet and that the front knee is right over your heel. So you can just see what feels good for you. Deeper bend in that knee will be a little more challenging if you want that. Exhale, straighten the leg, touch your belly. And then inhale, bend the knee. Lift your arms just to the height of your shoulders, like you're going to reach forward and touch someone. Exhale, straighten the leg, lower your arms. Inhale, bend the knee, let your arms go higher. How does it feel? Like 45 degrees. Exhale, straighten the leg, lower your arms. And then the last time, let's take the arms all the way up. Bend the knee, lift your arms up. Straighten the leg, lower your arms down. And then we'll come into the pose and hold it. So take a bend in the front knee, lift the arms up any amount. And as you hold, what position for your arms feels good? So maybe they're straight up, maybe they're wider with the palms turned open, maybe the elbows are bent, which can, again, be nice for the chest and the shoulders. And you can stay with your feet grounded firmly down, or you could try that option of lifting your back heel up off the floor so you're in more of a lunge shape, and maybe bend the front knee a little more. So when you exhale the next time, let your shoulders be softer. When you inhale, if you want, you could bend the front knee just a tiny bit more. On the exhale, pull your belly in. On the inhale, stay, another breath. And then exhale, bring your hands down, step your feet together. Give them each a little shake. You can do the hokey pokey if you want. And then with your feet a bit wide, so say a bit wider than your shoulders, we're going to bow down a little bit like that chair pose movement. We're going to bend the knees and lean forward. And if it's comfortable for you to let your head hang down, you can just let your head hang. And while you're hanging, you could hold on to opposite elbows and sway a little bit side to side. And if you're choosing to hold your elbows, switch the way you're holding your elbows for a couple of breaths so you can get that creates a little gentle traction in the shoulders, which can be quite nice. And then let your arms dangle down. On an in-breath, look up. On the exhale, touch the sides of your legs. And when you inhale, just slide back up to standing slowly. Take a couple of breaths to just notice how you're feeling. Circle your shoulders. And then before we come to lie down again, we're going to do one more movement. This is going to be a little balance pose. So if you're on a soft mat or on a carpet, you may find that it's a little wobbly, and you can stand on something a little firmer. So we're going to lift the right arm and the right leg. So we're going to inhale as if I have a string attached from my right finger to my right knee. On the inhale, I'm just going to smoothly lift my arm and my leg at the same time, like I'm pulling my knee up with my arm. And I'm going to try to lower them back down equally slow so that my foot touches the floor as my hand touches my leg. If it's a little challenging for you, lift your knee less. So try that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale down like you're going to let everything touch at the same time. We'll go up and down one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. And then once more, same side, we'll lift and hold. So inhale, lift any amount, even if it's only, if your foot is like really close to the floor, that's fine, or you can lift up higher. Lifting the knee higher makes this a little more challenging. On the exhale, maybe you pull your belly in. Maybe on the inhale, you get a little more length. Exhale. So the standing foot is probably wiggling a little bit. You could be gripping the toes of that foot. Still breathing. When you get to your next exhale, then slowly let that leg come down. And give your standing leg a little shake. You can shake everything a little bit. And then we'll just do the other side. So as you're ready, as if there's a string attached from your left hand to your left knee, on the inhale, just let the knee and the arm go up any amount. Try to go slow. And then see how smoothly you can put everything down, belly in. And again, left arm, left foot, even if it's only a few inches off the floor. Exhale down as smoothly as you can. One more breath as you lift up and lower down. So you can go a little faster, or maybe you breathe a little slower than me. Down on your exhale. And then the next one will hold. So inhale, lift. Even if your holding looks like this and you're only a few inches off the floor and you keep touching your toes down, that's fine. So helpful tools to stand on one foot using your belly, choosing a focal point for your eyes, and the toes of your standing foot. So I'm kind of gripping my big toe into the mat. Keep breathing. Lengthening on the inhale. Belly in on the exhale. If you're still up here, come down on your next exhale as smoothly as you can. And then give everything a little shake. So shake your feet. And then one more time we're going to do that forward fold. There's a little back bend when you do that lifting. So step your feet out a little bit wider than your shoulders. Bend your knees. Go down. You could just hold on to your knees and sway. Or again, if it's helpful, you can let your head hang down and hold on to opposite elbows and sway a little bit. If you're holding on to your elbows, switch the way you're holding your elbows. Sway a little more. And then this time, we're going to just come down onto the floor. So you can touch the floor, and however you get down to the floor is fine. And once you're down on the floor, you can lie down on your back again. And once you're on your back, you can adjust your shoulders so they're comfortable and pull your knees towards your chest and some circles for your ankles. So after you've been standing on one foot, particularly, it's nice to circle the ankles. You can even give your feet a little shake like you're doing the flutter kick. Maybe rock on your back. And then for a couple of breaths, just put your feet down, let your hands rest on your belly. Maybe even close the eyes for a moment and just notice your breath, notice your body. So if you could pull your knees into your chest, like we did at the beginning, a few times we're going to inhale and straighten the legs toward the ceiling and lift the arms up over the head. And on the exhale, we'll bend the knees and lower the arms. So just a couple of times so we stretch things out again. Now we're back down on our back. Exhale down. And once more. Exhale down. And then put your feet on the floor. Let the feet come all the way out to the edges of your mat, or if you're not on a mat, wider than your hips. And begin to exhale your knees to one side. Both knees are going to the same side. Inhale back up, and then exhale both knees to the other side. Sometimes we call this windshield wipers. So inhale up, exhale to one side. If you like, you can turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees. Inhale up, exhale to the side. See how that feels for your hips, for the front of your legs. We get a little stretch in the quadriceps. The next time you go to one side, hold that side. And you just explore the side that you're stretching. So the front of the leg, the front of the hip, the front of the chest. And you could even take that arm up over your head. So for me, I have my knees to the left, so I'm stretching the right side. Deep breath. And then you can bring your arm down if you lifted it and your knees back up. You may want to inch your feet a little wider. Sometimes they tend to scoot in when we're holding. And then go to the other side and we'll stretch out the other side. So whichever way your knees are going, so here mine are to the right, you'll be stretching the opposite side, and you could take that arm up over your head again if you like. Trying to deepen the breath when you're holding can be really helpful. It may help you explore a deeper stretch. A longer exhale can help you to release or soften the body. Release tension. So if you brought your arm up over your head, bring it down and the knees can come back up. Take a moment to get situated so everything feels even, and then you can draw your knees into your chest. You may even like lifting your chest up towards your knees to stretch out your back. And then let your feet come down, your head come down. And you can line up your heels with your knees, a little bit like where you had them in standing. Place your hands palms down by your sides. We're going to lift the hips up and down a few times in the bridge pose. So as you're ready, inhale, lift your hips up off the floor. Exhale your hips back down. When you touch down, pull your belly in. Let's do 2 or 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. So as you lift your hips, can you also think about lifting your chest? Maybe you pause for just a second at the top of that in-breath, and then let the exhale bring you down. And then if you like, you can keep doing that, going up and down with your breath, or perhaps you just lift your hips up and hold the pose. So you could hold for 1 or 2 breaths. You see what feels good for you. Try to remember to engage the abdomen on the exhale. If you're still holding the pose, maybe the next exhale brings you down. Maybe you stay for one more breath. And once you've come down, pull your knees into your chest. Again, you might lift the chest up towards your knees and rock a little bit. And then you can put everything back down, head down, feet down. And this time let your feet move out a little bit wide. Let your knees touch and rest your hands somewhere on your body. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can just close your eyes now. And take a few rounds of breath to just settle, to let your body settle down and to begin to let go of effort, the effort to control your breath, any effort to move your body any particular way, just resting now. So we always end our yoga practice with this final pose called Shavasana. It's the relaxation pose. And it's a time to help your body integrate all the information from the poses and the breathing. So it may be comfortable for you to just lie flat on the floor. If it's not comfortable, and for lots of people it's not, to have your legs stretched out flat, sometimes it hurts the back or just doesn't feel that great. You can just keep your knees bent or find a cushion or a pillow to put under your knees. And as you start to find the position that you want to be in for your relaxation, you may also want to add some extra clothing if you think you're going to be chilly. Something I like to do is to take one of my blankets and just rest it over the belly, over the hips. It has a kind of a weight to it, and it feels kind of grounding and comforting. You could have your hands on your body or your hands by your sides. So take a few moments to get situated so that you can take a little time to rest in Shavasana. As you settle, we're going to take a couple of breaths and let go or breathe out through the mouth, which can be a nice way to kind of release tension. Take an in-breath and then a sigh. So breathe out through the mouth. And this time say ah. So big breath in. And then say ah. So just beginning to rest, to do nothing for a while. So you could have your eyes closed and you can let go of the effort to breathe. And I'd encourage you to stay in this position for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just allowing some time for your body to rest, some time for you to just be still. So as you settle in, I'll close with this little prayer, this little message. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. And may we all live with ease. So again, I encourage you to remain still, to rest again for another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you have. Longer is better. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.